Hey everyone, my name is Maria Vega, and this is my advocacy project. I did tutorial sessions. So, my goal for this project was to encourage bilingual and English language learners, students, to achieve a higher academic performance with a mindset of futuristic goals and success. So, Alvin ISD was the district that I decided to do my project with, and so their diverse population was suitable to my advocacy plan. I really wanted to be able to help students in person. I wanted to be able to do something that I knew was going to make an actual impact in these students' lives as I worked in this plan. So, the students involved, so I actually had three different levels of students. So I worked with high school, junior high, and elementary students. The high school students were from Manville High School. They were around 4 to 6 students in my group. These were students that had a low academic performance in school and that were struggling in their classes because of their language barrier. So I would do the tutorials for the high school students every 2 weeks under the supervision of Susan Ballman. This is a teacher at Manville High School. And then for the junior high students and the elementary students, the junior high students were from Manville Junior High and the elementary students were from Bell Sanchez Elementary. So I would meet every second Friday with these students. And so I decided to open this to the parents of my neighbors, the students of the kids of these of my neighbors. And so I did host in person and I also hosted online due to the COVID-19 pandemic. I knew that it was going to be difficult for me to be able to get many students to come. So I did open it online, although the internet was an issue. So I did not get much attendance. And so I felt like the in-person sessions were better. And so I got around maybe from like 4 to 6 students online, and I got from 2 to 3 students in person. Okay, so I did decide to do some research before I started my advocacy project and before I actually made up my mind on which selection to make. So I did find out that in 2000 to 2020, Spanish was the home language that had the most English language learners in schools. And so third grade was actually the highest grade for these learners compared to all of the other languages that they have the English language learners from. Spanish was the highest, as it can be seen in this graph. And so I also saw that in 2017, 18% of English learners in Texas was had these students. So it was the second highest in the US. California was number 1. So that was very interesting to see, and I know that that has an impact in the way that the Texas schools perform with their students and the programs that they have available. So I also went to the Texas Tribune, and so I found the statistics for the district that I was doing the sessions for, which is Alvin ISD. And so I went to the demographics section for Alvin ISD, and I saw that the number of Hispanic students for the year of 2019 was 11,320 out of the 26,885 total population. And so the Hispanic population is the highest out of all the other races. Then I also decided to go to specifically the school that I was doing these tutorial sessions for. So I did Manville High School, and so I saw that the limited English proficiency percentage of students was 11.2%. And the bilingual ESL students, the enrollment of these students in the program was 10.5%. Then for Manville Junior High, the limited English proficiency percentage was 16.4%, and the bilingual or ESL students were 15.9% of the population. And for Bell Sanchez, the limited English proficiency was 24.8%, and the bilingual ESL enrollment in this program was 24.6%. So Bell Sanchez does have the highest limited English proficiency students. This is something that also relates to the other statistic that I talked about in the last slide, where the elementary level is where you're going to find the most bilingual and ESL English learners, although this is not the case for every state. It is the case for Texas and for the specific district, Alvin, that I searched. And so what impact did it have on me? So I have felt that I have made a positive impact in the students' lives. I've seen this throughout my sessions. I've seen that my students have been really happy with me being able to work with them. And so this success that I'm seeing with the students, it motivates me to continue to work hard in my own education, since I am working towards an education degree. And so I also learned that patience and understanding are essential elements in teaching. These are elements that are very important now as a student in college, as well as for my future. I know that as a future teacher, some days will be good, some days won't be as good. So I know these are essential that it would be part of my career. So also guidance is helpful to encourage academic achievement. By doing these tutorial sessions, I was able to guide these students, work directly with them, how I had said. And so definitely being a guide and like helping the students know that there's someone that they can count on and to help them be successful in their school is something that really motivates these students to continue in their education and work hard towards achieving a higher level degree. So I realized that all the students deserve the same opportunities regardless of their race, regardless of their social skills. And so this was something that also made me want to do this project, because I want for these students to truly feel that they have the same opportunities as the rest of the students. Okay, and so these are a few pictures. I did put the log that Mrs. Bauman signed for me. So in these pictures, you can see I am working with some individual students, and I'm also working with the group. So in this picture, you can see the individual group that I worked with whenever we're working as a group and not doing much individual work. And then you can also see the individual work and me going around and helping each student. So in this group of students, there was a student named Jennifer. So she did come from El Salvador to the United States this last semester, and so her academic performance is low. And she's been struggling with her communication skills. She's been having trouble with her classes due to her having to learn everything in English and receiving some help in Spanish, but it's been hard for her. It's been pretty difficult, especially during these times of pandemic. So I was able to work directly with her, which was something that I saw a great benefit from. She really appreciated all the help that I was able to give her, as she saw that this truly impacted her grades. She did well in her test after practicing these tutorials, and overall she said that she had a higher academic achievement. So So how I had said, she had told me that her classes had been challenging due to her low English language proficiency. So something that I decided to do was to carefully select the words that I used whenever I was helping her solve her math questions or the questions for her other subjects like history. And so by adapting the delivery of my explanation to Jennifer, she was able to better understand the content, and I was able to better explain myself. And so I also use a technique of having them write a question on the board to help them practice their English. So this was something that they found really beneficial because I was able to correct them, and they were able to practice this as they also practiced and try to solve their other questions. Okay, and so impact on the English language learners. As I had said, these students did have a higher academic achievement after the tutorials, both the high school students and the junior high and elementary students. I did receive a message from a parent that she said that her student had done pretty well in her test, and that her teacher was excited because the student had finally been the student had been asking more questions in class and been more involved, and she was doing better academically. And so the communication skills for these students also was a big impact, a positive impact, because they were able to communicate more comfortably and at a higher academic level. And so with this, they also had a better understanding of not only the content but also of the language and how to put it all into their education. And so overall, the students' academic and social performance did improve. I had a student named Priscilla. She's a fourth grade student at Bell Sanchez. She was in my tutoring group, face to face, and so she actually moved from being in the intermediate level and having some difficulties in her class to going to the advanced level. And so she also told me that tutorial sessions were helping her a lot, and she had been nervous about doing the STAR test, and so having the support really helped her calm down and perform better academically. Okay, so these are some of the other pictures. These are with the junior high and with the elementary student. So on the left, you can see the participation from my virtual tutoring session, and on the right, these 4 pictures show me working with these students. So this group was a little bit different than the high school. In the high school, I did more of a group work, and with these elementary and junior high students, I did more of an individual work since they are at different levels. So the boy, Leonardo, he's a 7th grade student. He had a really low academic performance in 3 of his classes. He was not good at English. He was not good at writing, and this also affected his social studies class and science class. So it was 4 actually. And so I was able to work directly with him, and he did improve his grades. He was failing, and after being in the tutorial sessions, he started passing his classes, and he started getting more interested in wanting to learn more. And so for Priscilla is the bilingual 4th grade elementary student, and so she was the one that was in the intermediate level, and she advanced to the advanced level. And so she told me that these tutorials were definitely helpful. And so what I would do is that I would make her read out loud her questions, and I would listen to her, and if she would say something incorrectly, I would help her out. And I remember last week we did conversions from one metric to another one, and so just using all the resources that I was able to provide for them, using the laptop with internet access, these students were able to receive the help that at home it could be difficult for them to receive it.